Hey y'all, what's up? Jamithatsme here. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, if you're a new subscriber or a long time subscriber, then hey bitch. And if you're not a new subscriber or a long time subscriber, then you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. Okay, so let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville. Okay, it is back, all right, for another season. I don't know how they do their season, so I don't know if we on season 4, 5, okay, or if this is just a continuation of the last season, but we just gonna go ahead and get into what they gave us. Okay, so everybody's talking about, you know, Miss Pandemic, how life has been for them, how things have changed for them. Okay, they talked about the Black Lives Matter movement, and I must say that I liked how they did it. Okay, for the most part, I like that they pretty much joined everything together as far as how life is affecting them as far as the pandemic and, you know, the movement of BLM. I like how they jumbled all that together and they put that at the top of the episode, so now we can really get to what's good. Okay, unlike Real Housewives of Atlanta, they ain't got no content, so they keep re-showing this and rehashing this back to back to back. At least that's what they did in their first like 3 episodes, and I'm like, girl, can we move past this, honey? Okay, so I really appreciate how they packaged all that together so that we can get to the good stuff. We start seeing Maurice out there. Actually, before I get to Maurice, I have to get on Letitia. So as everybody's talking about how the pandemic has been affecting them, they showed a snippet of Tisha talking about how she don't really tell her kids everything because she wants them to remain innocent. And I said, girl, what the fuck? What you mean? What you mean you don't want to tell them everything? I'm confused. Why you don't want to tell them stuff as it pertains to the pandemic? Girl, I'm confused. Okay, so you want to keep your kids innocent? You don't want them to know some things that's going to be affecting them? Okay, at this very moment, you don't want them to know things about what could affect them in the future. Girl, what do you mean by that? I just didn't like that. I'm not going to deal with Tisha in this, okay? I'm not going to deal with you right now, girl. We're going to move on, okay? We see Maurice over there giving a speech about America's history, about slavery and everything at the Black Town Hall meeting. You know, he got all his little good people out in the community out here doing stuff, trying to make a change. So he up there giving a speech and they having a Q&A, some type of forum or whatever. So, you know, it was cute for whatever it is. Now we can see that Mel, honey, Mel done moved over to Atlanta, or at least she came to Atlanta for a little break because her brother lived out in Atlanta. Okay, so she came over there hanging out with her brother. He comes and sit down and he wants to know like what's been going on with her or whatever, and she's talking about the divorce, and he was like, well, what's going on? What has caused you to want this divorce? And she was like, well, you know, with Martell, you know, we in a whole pandemic. There's a whole lot of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? I thought we was on a good foot, but it looked like we getting off back on another wrong foot, okay? So we in a whole pandemic, but he be gone for hours. And the question is, where are you going? What are you doing, okay? What is really going on with you being away? I'm confused about this. Not making any sense to me, okay? And we in a whole pandemic, like, so I just can't deal with that. So I'm just I'm like, listen, I gotta get out of this marriage. First of all, I needed to come over here to get this break in ATL, but I think I'm gonna really walk away from this relationship because of the fact that I know I don't trust him. I don't trust this man. Okay, and where you going for hours at a pandemic where you got these kids here? Why you ain't here with these kids? Why you not here with me? Why you not helping us? Why you not trying to protect us, but you out here in these streets? What's going on? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna deal with it. So her brother's like, okay, well, speaking of the kids, what you gonna do about the kids? You know what I'm saying? What's the plan? And she was like, well, see, about Martell, you know what I'm saying? Because Martell, see, he's really full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to be with my kids or whatever, but like, he's just, see, it's really him. He's the one that's full of shit. And I'm just like, Mel, you still ain't give us no plan when it comes to your children, okay? You ain't tell us what the plan is. So how I be feeling about this situation is I'm not team Mel nor team Martell at this time, okay? Both of y'all hopes questionable at this point. All right, so I just got questions. I'm just gonna sit back and watch and see how this season play out because she ain't have no plan for her children. All she kept talking about was motherfucking Martell. So I'm just a little, you know, not saying she don't love her kids or anything like that. I'm sure she adores them. I'm sure she wants to be around them, but she ain't really giving no plan on what she gonna do with them kids. But okay then, girl, let's move on. So we at the house, we can see Martell with the kids. He about to get ready to go in here to make them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, okay? That's what he gonna do. Next thing you know, we get a ding dong at the door. Who is it? It ain't nobody other than Mama Holt. She comes over to the house, have a sit down with him. You know, she talked to the grandbabies and all that stuff. And what's the little baby boss name? Malia, I think that's her. I can't remember which one's which. Or is it Melania? I'm not sure. Melania, one on I love her, okay? She be over here checking the girls down. I love that little girl. She is so funny to me. So anywho, you know, Mama and Mama Holt and Martell go and sit down and have a conversation. You know, he talks about how everything has been so difficult managing these 4 kids and stuff like that. And she's like, okay, you know, like I understand that, but That's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're supposed to be here for your kids. That's what you wanted, right? So that's what it is. You know, that's what comes with being a family man and, you know, being a married man. He was like, well, I'm finna be a divorced man. She was like, a divorced man? What you mean? What are you talking about? Okay, see, I told you, motherfucking ass. I knew it was you. I knew that you had something to do. I knew it, because see, you pulled this bullshit before. And when I checked your motherfucking ass about it, you turned around and still pulled that same shit. Okay, so let's be very clear about that, Martell. This is all on you. This is completely your fault, and you just like your mother, daddy. He said, well, I'm glad that you know, but let's be honest, okay? Mel has done some things that has caused me to cheat, okay? So has she been doing what she need to do? Then I wouldn't have went out and cheated. She said, well, wait a minute. See, that's the motherfucking problem, okay? Even when us women are good to y'all motherfuckers, y'all still be out here running amok in the palace. So what are you talking about, son? Okay, this is all on you. All right, so it is what it is at this point. So Martell goes on to say that he's not surprised that the mama took Mel's side because she looks at Mel as a daughter. And I said, beat back up, let's reverse. Okay, how about the fact that it's not that she looks at her as a daughter and that's the reason she's taking her side? How about she's standing on the side of right and your mother, this was wrong? What do you mean here? Okay? That's not making any sense. That then he gonna sit up there and tell his mama yet again, you know what I'm saying, it's tough to manage the 4 kids. He's thinking about, you know, should they separate, he'll get a nanny and stuff, and just talking about it's hard for him to wash clothes, cook, clean, do all this stuff for the kids, right? Do the homeschooling, all this stuff is like overwhelming for him. And she's like, yeah, you know, that's what happens when you get yourself in this situation. You gotta man up and do what it is you gotta do. And I'm just like, Martell, let's not talk about what's hard, honey, okay? Because then you say you wanted 5 or 6 kids, yeah, and you thought Mel was gonna be there for all of it. You never took into account that should she walk away, she leave, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. Or I guess you just never expected her to up and leave in the fashion in which she did, which left your ass to be a primary parent for all the motherfucking kids. Is that what it was? Okay, because you got us a little confused over here, honey. Okay, so we could see Tisha, honey. Tisha has gained her quarantine weight. Okay, I'm like, Tisha, do what you gotta do, honey. It don't look bad on her at all. So Tisha has gained her quarantine weight. She's over there, you know, doing a lot of stuff with the kids. She got to get them ready and prepped and make sure they on the ball for their virtual program because, you know, obviously pandemic, they're not gonna be in school, but she's also gonna be in school, so it's gonna be a whole lot for Miss Tisha to manage. Then you have Marceau coming in. She's pretty much doing what Tisha do, you know, the primary parent in a 2-parent household, and she tells them, like, this is what all I got going on. He says, well, I got a whole lot going on too, and at this point I think I need an assistant, you know what I'm saying, a fit assistant, you know what I'm saying. She got to be into fitness and all that. Her body got to look good. And she's like, oh, okay, that's what you want to do. Well, guess what, I want you to know too can play that game. Okay, I ain't biblical, okay, but I am motherfucking Tisha, and I will get with you, honey. Don't ever get it twisted. Okay, so I'm thinking about getting me a manny. He said a manny. And what he finna come in here and do? What the fuck you think he finna come in here and do? He finna help. Okay, I got a whole man, okay? And now I gotta get me a man-knee because your ass ain't trying to do too much, okay? Because you're working, okay? And I'm the house parent, but you're the outside parent, okay? And you think that I don't need no motherfucking help in here? You had me fucked up. Okay, absolutely, yes. So I think that I need to get me a manny. And he said something to her like, I guess if you're gonna do it, honey, you better do it right. She was like, oh, well, you know, I always go up, honey. I always level up. Don't ever get it twisted. He said, well, you will never level up more than what you've already leveled up when it comes to me. Honey, they was doing a little too much, okay? But I could tell that scene was really for TV. They was really playing around, in my opinion. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts. So they bring up, Miss Tisha brings up, well, let's move on from that, honey. Have you heard about the story that's going on with the Holtz, about the whole divorce and everything, honey? They're in all of the headlines. Have you heard about it? He was like, yeah. You know, are you shocked? Are you surprised? She was like, yeah, I didn't see that coming. He was like, shit, I saw it coming. You know what I'm saying? I think that Mel would have stayed with him had she, you know, not brought all this out to the public, you know, and here we are, okay? Had nobody else knew about the situation, I think she would have continued to stay in the situation, but since she's embarrassed now, she feels the need to leave, and I think that she's leaving on behalf of other people, not because that's genuinely what she wants, okay? And Tisha just like, well, you know, that is on her, honey. That's on her because, like I said, she shouldn't have brought it to the TV, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell they thought they was going to get out of that, honey. Nothing but a divorce, but okay, all right. So that's where they are, you know. Initially, I ain't really like what they had to say about the Holtz, but having an open mind this season as I go into this season, I'm like, well, I mean, everybody talking about it for real. So it is what it is, you know. Y'all definitely, the Holtz definitely had their time to get it to Scott's. So now, I guess it's vice versa, honey. But we just gonna see how all of this plays out. So we can see Destiny at the house, okay? You know, she's married to, what's his name, LeBaric or LeBaron or whatever like that. So Destiny at the house, she done had the baby, honey. They done moved into a new house because y'all know they was in separate homes, honey. They done moved into a new house. She got her decorator person there trying to get everything together or whatever. Next thing you know, okay, Brother Martell decides that he wants to pop up, all right? He asked her where her husband was, but I don't think they ever mentioned exactly where he is. So I'm wondering, was he just not at the house at that time? Is he going to be on this season? I would hope so. What's really going on? It was really awkward to me a little bit to see him sit down with Destiny, even though her husband wasn't there for some reason. I guess it's just because of the image that's been portrayed about Mr. Martell with him being like a cheater and stuff like that. So I just kind of felt like, I don't really like him having this sit down with her. But as the conversation goes on, we learned that he's actually known her for a long time. I don't know how long he's known her husband, but he's known her for a long time. So maybe they just got that type of friendship, okay? So he's sitting down, catching up with her, talking to her. Everything's going cool, going good. So then she asks about Mel and all this and that. He tells her about the divorce. So he plans on like divorcing Miss Mel and all that other stuff. He told me he can no longer take the verbal abuse or whatever, and she can no longer take whatever it is that he's been giving out to her, honey. He also lets her know, honey, listen, this divorce may get ugly before it get pretty, because it's certain things that I'm over here asking her for, and she better motherfucking give it to me. That's all I know, okay? So that's just how I'm feeling. In addition to that, all right, you thought I was the only person out here cheating, honey. She was out here doing some things too. So Miss Destiny like, so are you insinuating that she was cheating? He was like, I ain't insinuating, I'm just telling you what it is. Okay, that's just clear, honey, and I have proof of this. So what else is going on? I do feel like Martell, he talking too much about the relationship, you know, about what's going on with him. I feel like it's enough for things to be out in the blogs, but you also definitely walking around filling in the gaps as it pertains to Mel, but you ain't really filling in the rest of the gaps with your tea and what you out here doing. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of felt like you didn't really have to involve everybody as much as you did. You could have really just sat back and just chilled out. But I guess you was doing it to try and get everybody to be on your side and to see your point of view, because you cannot take the heat that's coming on your ass as it pertains to social media and the general public. So your close friends, you got to make sure you still got them in a good grasp or whatever. That's my opinion on that. So Destiny pretty much tells him, so you can dish it, but you can't take it. So basically that's what it is that you're telling me. He said, see, that's y'all motherfucking problem, okay? She was like, my problem. You may want to pull that finger back just a little bit, honey. My problem. He was like, well, women's problem, okay? And it's probably gonna be your problem. She's like, oh, it's gonna be my problem. He was like, yeah, you gonna mess around and get cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Because women's problem is the fact that they always trying to say that a man should never cheat on his woman no matter what. And she was like, wait a minute, honey, see, because you about to get, okay? Give me 1 second, baby, because see, let me tell you something. That's not what that I'm telling you, okay? What I am telling you, sir, is that no person can make you pull down your motherfucking pants, okay, and just go out here and cheat. That's the executive decision that you chose to make, okay? So you're not gonna come at me with this Mr. Martell. We're not gonna do that. Okay, we're not gonna do that at all. So basically, Destiny is not on his side. He gonna tell her like, well, at the end of the day, just pretty much make sure that you know whose side you on, because I've known you longer, you know, so just make sure you ain't choosing Mel's side in this situation. She's like, first of all, I think that shit is so unfair for you to tell me who I can and can't be friends with. Who are you, sir? That's not how it works over here in this neck of the woods, honey. No, because she and Mel have actually grown really close over the summertime, especially during this pandemic. They've talked a lot or whatever. So they've become really good friends. She doesn't want to be in a position where she would have to choose like that. And I don't blame her. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the one that messed up. Like, had you been doing right, she would have never went to the blogs. And had you not agreed to have this shit on TV, it would have never happened. And now you're trying to tell me I got to choose? Wait. And then I'm kind of like, what do you mean by that? Because he went around talking to different people, and it's like, is it like, do the other people have a stake in the show now to where you'll be not on the show anymore? Like, I just didn't understand it, like wanting to still be a part of the friendship circle. Like, I don't know, we'll get into that. I was just confused. Actually, let me say this now because I don't want to forget it later, but I find it interesting that when Martell went to go have a conversation with Tisha and Marceau, wanting to talk to them and all that, and I'll talk about that later. I just find it funny that last year you wasn't even trying to have a conversation with these people at all. You wasn't trying to meet with them. You didn't want to film with them. You didn't want to do shit with them. But now here it is on this season, you trying to turn around and come and have a conversation and somewhat apologize. Yeah, that's weird, but let's move on. So we see Letitia and Martell at their cigar bar or whatever, and he tells her how Biden had picked Kamala to be the vice president. in. She thought that was such an amazing thing. And as she was talking, you know, Marcel was like, I never thought about it like that, babe. I never thought about it from a woman's perspective. And I say, see, that's your motherfucking problem, Marcel. That's why you got your ass dragged on last season, okay? Because you never think about anything from a woman's perspective. And I'm glad that he said that's something that he can work on. Yeah, work on that, okay? You work on that. You work on seeing things from a woman's perspective, and maybe things will get a little better for you. Okay, so they're talking about that, and as they're talking, next thing you know, Martell walks in, and Tisha like, who the hell is that? Was you expecting somebody? Marcel was like, well, can I come in? She was like, oh, honey, wait right there. So then Marcel came around, and Martell was like, listen, I'm just here to talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to bash my wife or anything, but I'm just here to talk. And then Marcel was like, well, honey, I DK because the last time a Hulk came over here, it didn't end too motherfucking well. Okay, but I mean, since you here now, we're gonna go ahead and let you speak your motherfucking piece. Okay, Martell says that he's coming there to get an understanding and to see whether or not they could salvage some part of the friendship. And I'm just like, Martell, once again, like I've said already, you weren't even trying to salvage or have a friendship with them last time, but here it is, now you are. Interesting. Okay, that's cute. I guess people have a mindset shift, a change or whatever like that. And girl, okay. So Martell says that he was upset with them, you know what I'm saying, for having their opinions about his family or whatever. He really didn't like that at all. So then Tisha jumps in and she's like, well, wait a minute, Martell, because here's my thing. You had made some comments that directly affected our family. Okay, so we weren't the only ones saying shit. You were doing some shit too. But then Martell tried to make it seem as though he was misdirected by Melody, as though Mel was the one that told him all this information about the Scotts. That, Martell, you full of shit. And he goes into his confessional and says that, basically allude to the fact that Mel told him this. Mel ain't tell you that shit. That's your friend. That's your friend. That's your friend. You said that shit. If y'all know something different and I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. But from what I can recall, that statement came from Martell because Martell had strong faith in what the fuck it was that he said. And I still believe that there was definitely truth. The number may have been exaggerated, but I do believe that he probably had some truth to what the fuck he was saying. Okay, just to be honest, not just because it was like I'm gonna ruin your marriage if my marriage ruined, but so much as don't talk about me when you got your shit too. Let's be clear here. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe there was some truth in there, but my issue is the fact that you try to put it off on your wife as though she was the one that created this, and you full of shit for that. Marcel tells him that he was pretty much hurt by his actions, and Martell said, I was hurt by, you know, some of the shit too. Like, so you weren't the other person out here hurting. And so he also goes on to tell him that my presence and being here should be enough of an apology. Excuse the fuck out of me, honey. Marcel said, honey, you know how to come over to somebody and tell them F them and all this other stuff that you like to say out your mouth. So if you know how to say that, I know you know how to say that you apologize, okay? Martell was like, I do. I do apologize. I'm like, girl, if you don't go sit your ass in the corner, I don't know why it's so difficult for you to apologize for your actions when you be out here running a whole ass muck. You be out here just doing what the fuck you want to do and hurting people's feelings, terrorizing them, talking stupid, condescending, narcissism, all this other shit that you be out here doing, but you can't apologize for your actions. But I guess I can't fault you because you're going to turn around and fuck it up again, because Marcel said, when Martell left, Marcel said, IDK, what to do, you know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting anything because we've been down this road before. So obviously y'all have gotten into it before, all this other shit before. So it is what it is. So I guess there was no need to apologize because we know you're going to get back to your shit at any point. But okay then. So Mel just got back to Huntsville from Atlanta. She calls her girl Destiny. She like, girl, I got to come over. You know what I'm saying? I know we in the middle of a whole panty, honey. But listen, I'm trying to come over so I can see you and see that baby. And I'm really just not trying to go home right now and deal with that man. So girl, please let me come over, okay? So Destiny was like, girl, cool, that's fine. You can go ahead and come on. I'm about to work out. I hope you got your clothes with you because we finna work out. Mel get to the house, Mel go switch them clothes. Mel look fine as hell. I said, Mel, you better work. Girl, you done had 4 babies and look like you ain't have not a single one looking a whole good, looking a whole snatch and looking a whole snack. Do you hear what I say? I said, you better go ahead, honey. Okay. So she comes out, you know, they definitely do the whole workout thing or whatever, but they also have a sit down conversation, and she's just talking about what's been going on with pretty much her and Martell, of course. She brings up the fact that she and Martell talked and she wants him out the house. Like, she doesn't want to have to be in Atlanta. She wants him to leave the house, as they've discussed. And Destiny starts bringing up LeBerick and how involved he's been with their child, and he hasn't been as involved. She feels as though he's actually been a bit checked out, but she also tried to save the bash that she gave him by saying that he's still trying. You know, he's over here, he's still learning or whatever. And what's her name? Mel was like, girl, let me tell you something. If LeBerick ass is checked out, he need to check the back in, okay? And I've been in that situation before, hence the reason why I'm about to be in a divorce now, girl, okay? So I think you need to nip that shit in the bud, honey, before it gets any worse, girl. I'm trying to save you from looking like me. So get it together, girl, okay? So then Mel brings up the anniversary and how their anniversary passed as far as she and Martell, and how he called her and was like, why you ain't called me for our anniversary and all this other stuff. Just pick. Mel goes on to talk about how she was with that man when he had crooked teeth, honey, a receding hairline, and he had no money in the bank, child. And when he get a little something, okay, he get a little muscles, okay, go on ahead and just cut his hair off and keep his beard or whatever, honey, okay, and get him a little coin in his pocket. Then he want to try and switch up on me, girl, a whole mess. And that's when Destiny said, men just don't compromise like women do. No, they don't. Not all of them. There are some that will, and then there are some that just will not, and then continue to think as though you are the problem. What kind of shit is that? Yikes. Let's move on. So Mel got to the house. Okay, she pulls in with her little suitcase, honey. She see Martell in the kitchen. He asking how she doing. She like, how you doing? Whatever. And she's like, but why are you here? Okay, he was like, you need help packing that bag? You know, unpacking that bag? She was like, no, but do you need help packing yours, honey? You let me know what you need help with as far as getting your shit out this house, okay? Because you told me that you was gonna be gone. He was like, and I am gonna be gone. I ain't gone yet, but I am gonna be gone. But here's the thing. Your kids still need a place to stay, don't they? Okay, you want me to just be gone and just leave the kids here? Or you wanted me to be gone and have the kids with me in a whole nother residence? Like, what the hell did you want? Okay, you knew I was gonna be here when you came, okay? And even if I was gonna leave today, I had to make sure you come in, get the kids situated so I can pack my shit and go, okay? But you over here just come in, guns blazing, ask me if I'm gonna go. Girl, can you at least see your kids before you try and say something to me? Because you came in with all this energy for me. I want you to make sure you got some energy for these kids. Okay then, all right then. Kids, your mama is down here. Come down here and see her so she can get off my motherfucking ass. Okay, all right then, come on. And they came down, honey, and they ran, they hugged, they did all this other cute stuff or whatever. But as soon as she sent them on to the room, that's cute. Y'all go ahead and go back to the room because I need to talk to y'all daddy, honey. Malia, get in the room. Okay then, girl. All right, listen. All right, like I said, you said you was gonna be your ass out this house. I'm gonna need you to make sure that you got your ass out this house. Okay, so they begin to kind of argue about that, and then Martell goes on to say, well, listen, girl, my priority right now is these children. I want to make sure they're good. They deserve to have some consistency in their life. So what I think is, we got 2 homes. Okay, I think you should do 2 weeks over there, and then I do 2 weeks over here, and we swap. We should be the ones alternating instead of having our children alternate. And she was like, I don't give a fuck about none of that, Martell. Okay, you was the one out here doing a whole lot of alternating. You remember that? Alternating between my house and the other bitch house. Yeah, that's what you was doing. Okay, so you don't have no right to try and talk to me about alternating and my kids and all this other shit. You can't tell me a motherfucker. Do you hear what I say? Okay, and then how you gonna sit up here and renege on some shit that you told me? You said you was gonna be out today. Now you trying to come and hit me with a whole nother plan? Are you serious? This is not what we're doing here. Okay, don't appreciate it at motherfucking all. Okay, so you need to get your shit. And you need to motherfucking go. He was like, see, I knew you was going to be on this bullshit, okay? I knew you was going to be on this bullshit. And that's why we in the situation now as far as this divorce. And some of the shit you asking for, I don't even agree with. You sitting up here talking about you on homeschooling for the kids or something like that. Let me tell you something. I don't agree with that. And that's why my attorney is about to respond to your attorney and let you know that we want full custody of the motherfucking kids. And she said, I know you didn't. I'll bust you in your face right now, honey. I'll bust you in your motherfucking face right now. He's like, why are you so hostile, girl? Why are you so loud? This is what you wanted. I'm just giving you what it is that you wanted, okay? Yeah, I hear you, but what I also do not want is my motherfucking kids around that side ass bitch, okay? Because that's what you've done before, and you won't do it again, okay? So you won't be getting full custody, not of mine, honey. We won't be doing that today, tomorrow, or any day after that. Do you hear what it is that I tell you, Mr. Martell? Ho, you better get your shit together, okay? Because I'm the right one. You got the right one, baby. You must right, you do, okay? He was like, oh, okay, so you want to talk about me and what it is I've been out here doing in these streets. Well, what about such and such, honey? She's like, baby, what about him? What about him, honey? What about him? What do you got? What do you got, honey? What do you have, Mr. Martell? Okay, I don't want my kids around him. I don't want my kids around him. So, you know, they just going back and forth and just, you know, they is mad, okay? Mel over there like, get your shit. Get your shit. Get your shit. And get out. That's what it is that I want you to do today. Okay? Get your and get out. All right? So it was a mess but I will say this. I didn't see anything wrong with the idea that Martell proposed when you do think about the children. Why have them alternate? You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on this, because I just feel like, well, you know, well, Mel said she don't want to be at the other house. But it's like, well, if the better benefit is like, you know what I'm saying, if it's for your children, then, you know, you may have to sacrifice that or whatever. But I also understand Mel's point, because it's like, you told me X, Y, and Z. At this point, I shouldn't be negotiating shit with you, because you was the one that fucked up this marriage. After time and time again, you said you was going to get it together, and you didn't. So at this point, I don't want to compromise with you, because I've compromised with you so much that you just need to figure it out. That ain't got shit to do with me. They gonna have consistency because they're gonna be in this house with me. You the one that needs to go ahead and leave. So it ain't no negotiating here. So I definitely understood Mel, but I also kind of understood Martell as well, as far as the kids having to one weekend leave, go over here and be with their dad, this weekend leave, go over here and be with their dad, you know, their mom or whatever, like alternating like that. And maybe the parents should just alternate, because y'all have the privilege to do that and a lot of people don't. But I don't know, we're just gonna see how this works out for them. The consistency, the most important thing, you know, is always gonna be for the children. So I mean, that may be a L that he has to take. And I also feel like if they were alternating on like 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there, as far as the parents, Martell and Melody alternating, I feel like that's Martell's way of probably trying to get back into the household. He's going to come up with something to get his way back into the household. And I think that's what Mel is trying to absolve herself of. Like, I want to be completely done with you. I've gone back on my word enough, and I'm tired at this point. You know, enough is enough. So I definitely understand where Mel's coming from that. And when I think about it, as I'm talking about it, I see where I mean, it is what it is if they do have to alternate, because he messed up. So now you got to deal with that on your end, you know, because the kids will have consistency. They will be in one house, you know. So we'll just see. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts and everything down below about how you felt about the Love and Marriage Huntsville episode and it coming back. Y'all let me know, how well did they do with filming, considering the fact that they were in a pandemic. Okay, y'all let me know y'all thoughts on that, and then let me know your thoughts on this review overall. Okay, do you think that Martell's mom was giving him the true tea? All right, and whose team are you on? Are you team Mel? Are you team Martell? Are you team Scott's? And if so, which Scott's are you team of? And if you just team, I don't give a damn, okay? This is just good TV for me. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in y'all comments below. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.